Back in winter of 2024, we got the beautiful Sceudule Park map, and this map has turned into one of my absolute favorites. 100% my favorite for small games specifically, but undoubtedly one of my favorite maps they've ever released. Now I could go on for a very long time on why that is, but as you guys see in the title and the thumbnail, what we're going to be talking about today is the top 5 things that we need this year here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and I figured that this video is probably very appropriate because we are just 1 month away from the annual June update, where a new map and DLC comes out every single June. Now this is confirmed by EW, not June specifically, but it's pretty much been June every single year that they said they're going to be releasing a new map in summer. And at the winter preview show where they released Sceudule Park, they mentioned that there will be a new map coming in summer 2025, and that, my friends, is right around the corner. Before we dive into it, guys, let me know down below in the comments section, what would you like to see come to Call of the Wild this year? And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So coming in at number 5 here on the top 5 things that we need in the Hunter Call of the Wild this year is customizable trophy lodges. Now, trophy lodges are something that's been in the game for quite some time. The most recent one that we have is the Layton Lakes Lodge. It looks like this, and it is available for all players base game for free. But the thing about it is there is one plaque for every single species in Layton Lakes and Hirschfelden, and you don't have a choice on what species you can put where. So say for example, I want to put a blacktail on the whitetail plaque for one reason or another, I would not be able to do that. Now in the DLC lodges, they are a little bit less strict about where you can put your trophies, but there still is definitely some restrictions. Now for example, in the Spring Creek Manor Lodge, our current main lodge, I find there to be way more small game plaques than normal species. So the class 1 and 2 plaques versus all the other plaques where we can put class 4 and above animals. And one thing that I would like to see is the option to where we can remove some of those small game plaques and add in some more bigger plaques. This would make it so we can fill our lodge with even more of those bigger trophies that right now we would need to make a alternate lodge in order to have anywhere to put them. Customizable trophy lodges has been an idea for a very long time throughout the Call of the Wild community, and even for reason A or reason B, if we didn't get customizable trophy lodges, just more trophy lodges in general would be very nice, as we only have 3 to choose from. Now chances are if they were to release more trophy lodges, what they would do is release it as a DLC, same way they do it for their weapon packs and the map DLCs, but having customizable trophy lodges in the game would be huge because each lodge would be unique to the player. I'm sure there would be some similarities between lodges still, but if we had the option to swap certain plaques with other plaques, again, let's say for example, I have a diamond pheasant on the wall, chances are everybody else is gonna have a small game species or one of the smaller species that are able to fit on one of those smaller plaques in the same spot. But if we had customizable trophy lodges, maybe I could take that smaller plaque down and put a diamond moose on the wall. Then my lodge would be a million times different than anybody else's, and you apply this to every single plaque in the trophy lodge, our lodges would become so much cooler. Not that they're not cool right now, they are amazing right now, but it would make them more cool and more unique. I definitely think that this is a possibility. Whether that's gonna happen or not, well, my friends, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, so coming in at number 4 on the top 5 things that we need in the Hunter Call of the Wild this year is something that I've literally been begging for years. So for those of you guys that watch the channel quite consistently, you would know that Squid is a huge IRL whitetail hunter, and something that I utilize every single year is trail cams and deer feeders. Not even necessarily deer feeders, most of the time I just end up pouring bait on the ground when it's legal, but having things like a trail cam here in the Hunter Call of the Wild would be so huge because that would allow us to see where our animals are before we even get there. So let's use this setup as an example. I have a tent here, I have a tripod here, and then this is the zone that I'm shooting. If I could walk up to one of these trees similar to the animation where the tree stand gets put into the tree and place down a trail cam, and then maybe for example use an animation where the hunter mate gets turned sideways and then fills up the whole screen, you could flip through some of your wireless trail cams and see your animals before you even get there. This would be very helpful with things like seeing if your animals are spawned in or not, and just seeing what's there before you get there. Definitely an idea to improve the realism of the game. Now, whether I would use that for Great One grinding or not, I highly doubt it, because I love the thrill of finding a 10 Fabled. And if I knew that it was there, yes, I would probably still have the same reaction through the Hunter Mate or through the Trail Cam, but a huge part of Great One grinding is finding that 10 Fabled and seeing it pop up on your screen when you're least expecting it. Not that I would be expecting it anymore through the Hunter Mate, but you guys know what I mean. Finding it in-game just hits different. But as for deer feeders or bait, if we could have like a salt block or something to place down, or if we could get a deer feeder with corn in it, you could literally create feed zones anywhere you want on your map. Right now, in order to find a feed zone in the game, we rely on the animals picking the place to eat naturally, and then when we spot them, that then forms a feed zone. If we had deer feeders, if we had bait, we could literally create feed zones anywhere we want throughout the map. They could add an aspect where we would have to buy more bait with in-game currency, and I think once again it would really improve the realism of the game and make it a lot more fun. Let me know in the comments what you guys would think about this. Some people would really like it, and I know some people that really would hate it. I personally wouldn't really mind either way. I think it would be a very cool addition, and it would definitely make it way more realistic. Okay, so coming in at number 3, obviously, is going to be more weapon DLCs. Weapon DLCs are very sought after here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. I think they always do such an amazing job with the DLCs, and you can pretty much guarantee that they're gonna make more. I personally would like to see some guns like a 243 Magnum, more 4-8 rifles, and especially more community chosen weapon packs. You guys remember that weapon DLC that just came out called the Hunter's Choice Weapon DLC? Well, what they did is they gave us a big list of weapons to choose from in the official Hunter Discord server, and we got to vote on which 3 weapons should be included in the DLC. I think they did a great job with that, and the community was very satisfied with it, and I would love to see another Hunter's Choice DLC in the future. So coming in at number 2 here on the top 5 things that we need in the Hunter Call of the Wild this year is obviously going to be more maps. Now, the most recent maps that we have in the Hunter Call of the Wild are Sundar Patan and Sceudule Park, both very good maps. They did an amazing job with them, and the news that EW gave us at the winter preview show back in late 2024 was the fact that they are now making 2 maps per year instead of 1. They're gonna do this until 2026 and see where that takes them. There is a map coming in June, very soon. Yes, June, that is right around the corner, along with winter of this year as well. So right around the same time that Sceudule Park came out last 2024, probably around the same time this year, we're gonna get a second map. Now, what those maps are, I have no idea. Let me know down below what maps you guys would like to see. Me personally, I would like to see an Arctic map with things like polar bears and a whole load of species. I could go on for hours about what the next map could possibly be. Join us at our live streams if you like to talk about stuff like that. But yeah, they always do an amazing job with pretty much all the map DLCs. I've never been disappointed once, and no matter what that DLC is, I will be buying it and I will definitely be trying it. And then last but most definitely not least, the number 1 thing that I personally think that they should add here in the Hunter Call of the Wild this year is more Great Ones. Great One grinding is something that I enjoy so much here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and more Great Ones is what we need. We only have 8 or 9 Great Ones in Call of the Wild right now, and we desperately need more. The last Great One that was added was the Great One Fox and Pheasant. I really enjoyed the Pheasant grind. I personally haven't tried the Fox grind yet. I probably won't, but I would love to see something like a Great One Roosevelt or Rocky Mountain Elk. Probably would end up being Roosevelt because of the fact that they're base game on Layton, or something like a Great One Mule Deer. A Great One Blacktail would be very cool. Not only just more Great Ones, but also more Great One Furs. The Whitetail have a lot of different racks to choose from, but only have 1 fur type. Same thing goes for the Red Deer, except there's only 3 racks to choose from. Not to choose from, but racks that you can get, you know what I mean. A Great One Brown Bear would be very cool. I can go on forever about species they could do as a Great One. Let me know down below what Great Ones would you like to see in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and once again, I love to read the comments and see what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys would like to see here in 2025 for the Hunter Call of the Wild. Those are my personal top 5 things that I think that they should add. And without further ado, my friends, thank you guys all so much for making it to this point in the video. If you did, comment cookie down below. The first person to do so will get their comment pinned. And without further ado, my friends, my name is Squid. You're watching Squidster Outdoors, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.